Welcome back, Kris Krohn here, and today I want to share with you how to make $1 million in real estate. And all you got to do is know how to buy 5 houses the right way, and I can show you how to make that happen. You know, $1 million is just not what it used to be. I want you to get it in your head that $1 million is a very small amount of money. Because making your first million, trust me, it's gonna feel like a big accomplishment. But you know what? Once you've done that, we want you to make your next 5 million, your next 20 million. And ultimately, how much is enough? Well, it's when you have the lifestyle that you want to live. And $1 million is a great start and can already lead to a ridiculous amount of residual income and honestly living the life of your dreams. So here's the question: how do you get to $1 million? I actually know so many different ways to get to $1 million. I'm going to just share one of them with you today. But I do want you to know that in the link below, you have access to a special document that I call the game plan. It's a book that I just wrote. It's very short, and it's designed to show you all the different ways to make $1 million. Now, as far as getting to $1 million right now, I want to share with you one way of doing that. And today is going to be a no money way, which means you don't got money, you don't got credit, and I'm going to show you how to do it. For me, my goal was to become a millionaire, because I knew that that would mean financial freedom. And when I retired, I was worth $1.6 million and I had $12,000 a month residually coming in, and I quit my job, and it was a token of freedom. So making your first $1 million, if you can make $1 million, you can make 20 million. It's just a matter of how much time you got. Making $1 million in real estate, you need to actually start by understanding something real basic. My first mentor said, "Kris, why do you want to be in real estate?" And I couldn't give him a good answer. And he said, "Let me give you the best answer." He said, "Because you only need to know how to count to 10 to become a millionaire." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah. 1 home, 2 home, 3 home, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $1 million." And I thought, wow, that sounds so much better than, selling fidget spinners and making $1 on each one of them and needing to figure out how to sell 1 million fidget spinners. And so this whole real estate thing that I want to share with you right now, it's predicated on doing a deal making 100 grand. Now, I just want to let you know, the first house that I did, I made $65,000 on. The second house I did, I made $130,000 on it, which means I got gooder at what I was learning how to do. And I can show you how to skip my learning curve and just be the goodest right out of the gate. But it's going to start with this presupposition. If we buy a house, we make $100,000 on it. I can show you how to do a home and make $100,000 on it. And the reason why it's important for you to understand that is because if I can teach you how to do that, and those deals exist. Dude, that deal's out there right now in your backyard. You just don't know how to see it. And my team and I can mentor you and show you how to do that. So now you got this house, you're gonna make $100,000 on it, and let's say you're gonna make $100,000 on it over a certain period of time. We really only need 10 houses to make this work. But what I'm gonna do is, just in fairness to you, I'm going to shoot my system in half. And I'm going to say, but what if you only made $50,000? Dude, I can do that in my sleep. I am bored out of my mind, but I want to just lower the standards here so I can show you how to actually get to $1 million. You need to find 5 homes that you can buy with no money. And one of my favorite ways to do that is what I call a sandwich lease. In my lease option program, it's a form of buying a home. The seller already has it, there's equity into it, and I basically negotiate to buy this home and have this home in my life, and then I'm gonna make money on it. So if I can find 5 homes that someone already owns, that has some equity in it, that says, hey, you control it, you take it over, and all of a sudden I can make $50,000 on each one of those, I'm gonna show you how to turn that into $1 million. So if I buy these 5 homes, and I'm only doing half of what Kris's system teaches, and I'm only making half of what Kris really wants to make, $50,000, then these 5 homes are gonna make me how much? 50 grand on each home, and there's 5 of them, is going to be $250,000. Now that is only in and of itself $250,000, but don't worry, I'll show you how to get that to $1 million. You see, remember, we're starting with no money, just like I did. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to basically call up people that live in homes that are landlords that don't wanna be landlords anymore. They're now just renting the home. This is just one of my strategies. And you're gonna call them up and say, hey, I wanna rent your home. And they say, great, because I'm a landlord and I want to rent this home. And then you say, Great, but I don't just want to be a normal renter. I actually want to rent this home over the next 5 years and then buy it from you. And then they say, well, that's different. And then you say, I know. Eventually you want to sell this home, right? And they say, well, eventually I do. Great, tell me the purchase price now. Give me 5 years. I'll cover all the payments on it. I'll be in charge of the house and the mortgage. And then eventually I'll buy it from you. And they say, you know what? Why not? Friends, you just negotiated not just to rent a home, you just negotiated to buy a home. Now they're going to carry the mortgage, so they're the bank. You don't have to, you skip financing, you could even skip down payments. And now all of a sudden your contract says, but I have the chance to sublet this home. That means I can lease it to somebody else. I can rent it to somebody. Now you have your contract, you own it, you put someone else in the home, and if you negotiate it with some equity and the right kind of cash flow, that $50,000 mark, you can do that very easily. Now you've done 5 of these. Did you need money to get into them? Their deals, well, you'll need nothing. Sometimes they'll ask for a security deposit and first month's rent, but I'm going to show you 60 to 90 days later how to actually collect $5,000 to $10,000 up front so it'll be recuperated. So you might need a few $1,000s, but could you come up with a couple of grand or $3,000 or $5,000 if you knew you were going to get it back in 1 or 2 months? This system will do that for you. So now all of a sudden you're getting into these 5 homes, essentially no money down, very close to no money down, and you're going to wait. And over the next 5 years, you're going to sell them and you're going to make half of what I would show you how to make on a home. You're going to make $250,000. Then what we're going to do is now you could do more seller financing deals. And trust me, you would, because when you learn how to do it, it's the way that you accelerate and go faster. But in the meantime, you could now just take this 250 grand. You could put $50,000 down payment on 5 homes. And over a 5-year period of time, you could double it again, doing the exact same thing. So 250 now becomes 500,000. And then if you go for another 5-year stint, you're going to double it again and you're going to make $1 million. Now, the good news is you did it. You got to $1 million. The bad news is that you didn't follow my full system and you only made half as much as I want on a home. And as a result, it cost you some time. It took 15 years for you to become a millionaire. Now, if you feel like there's a fire lit in your pants and you're doing the dance and you're thinking to yourself, I got to get where I want to go a whole lot faster. I don't want to take so long. Don't do $50,000 on a home. Do $100,000 gains on a home. And if you do that, everything's going to double here and your 15-year game plan will turn into more like a 10-year game plan. But then you say, but Kris, I don't want 10 years. I want to retire in 5 years. Then you know what? Stop whining and complain. You know how to do 5 seller finance deals. Just go do 10 more. Go do 20 more. The reason why I retired in 4.5 years is because I found accelerants to actually do my system significantly faster. That's one of the beauties of getting in the game of real estate is that all you need to know how to do is one deal. If you can do one single deal, that's a home. And you're like, that tastes good. Make $100,000 on it. So now I'm going to do a second house. And then I'm going to do a third house. And then I'm going to do a fourth house. And now you have all this random crap piled up here, but each one of them represents a house. If you can do 4 of these, you can do 40 of these. That's what I learned in real estate, is that you just need to know how to do one of these and you're off to the races and you can do as many as you want. So if you want to say, hey, Kris, what if I want to beat you? Not 4.5 years, I want to retire in 2 years. Do I have people that do that? There's only one thing that you really need aside from the knowledge and the mentorship that I can give you. You need hunger. Like you have to have a reason. You have to have a reason to go out there and just say, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to freaking tear the world in half and do what I got to do. Because you with $1 million, hopefully is a version of you that is benevolent and kind and living an awesome life and just rocking it out. And this real estate will create value for people. It'll put people in homes that couldn't otherwise. And it's awesome. Now, this is just one way to get to $1 million. There are so many different ways. I just wanted to show you one today that said if you got a little bit of know-how, it's not going to take a whole lot more. If you want to learn the system, if you'd like to actually engage with me and have me mentor you on how to do this, click the link in the description below. Talk to a member of my team after you read everything up, and they'll actually put themselves in your shoes. They'll evaluate your personal finances. They'll evaluate everything. And you know what? They're not going to care how young you are. They're not going to care how old you are. They're basically going to say, if you've got drive and a reason to succeed, working with Kris will show you how because he's done it with thousands of other people. Friend, it's all available. Subscribe to the channel. Keep watching every day the videos that I post that will teach you how to build wealth and have the mindset of the mega millionaire. And then talk to my team and start mentoring with me, and let's go out there and crush it doing this system. Take care. I'll see you there.